Okay, we are having grilled steak quesadillas for supper tonight. We recently purchased a quarter beef, and what I have here is about 1.5 pounds of sirloin. And I'm not a big fan of just eating a sirloin steak, not a huge fan of the flavor or the texture, but grilling it up with the right seasoning and then using it like I'm going to use it is going to make it amazing. So, 1.5 pounds of sirloin steak. I've got in my little seasoning bowl 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon each of ground cumin and garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, chili powder, onion powder, and paprika, and then 1/4 teaspoon of yellow mustard. I would use this seasoning mix for chicken as well if I were doing like chicken quesadillas, but if I were using it for chicken, I would actually leave off the mustard and probably add a little bit more chili powder. You can see you really want to get a good coat on there. Make sure that you have it nice and seasoned, especially with grilling, because you still want that Mexican, Latin flavor to take over and not just the fact that it's grilled. I'm going to flip these over. You always want to season both sides of your meat, guys. Season both sides. You won't regret it, I promise. So, here we go. We're going to grill these on about 400 until they are medium well, because you don't want to make a quesadilla and then have blood running out of it. I don't think that would be very tasty. I typically eat my steaks about medium though, just so you know I'm not a savage. My husband can eat them a little less than medium, but he typically orders medium as well. So once we get this grilled, I'll come back and show you how we cut it and put it into the quesadillas, because I'm almost out of seasoning. There we go. Wrapping up that last little bit of seasoning. See you soon. All right, y'all, we got some grilling happening here. There's corn over there, by the way. You never had grilled corn? Eat grilled corn. It's amazing. We're looking for medium. This is not quite there yet. You can tell by how deeply it pushes in when I touch it that it's not near medium. We'll be back in a little bit to show you what it looks like when it's there. Actually, I said medium. We're looking for medium well. Definitely not medium well. Not yet. Okay, got the first one off. The other one's got just a little bit more time to cook. I'm going to put the juice of 1/2 lime all over this. I have let it rest for about 5 minutes because you don't want to cut into meat just immediately, okay? That lime juice is just going to set off all those nice little herbs and spices that we put on there. And you're going to want to cut across. You don't want to go with the way the fibers go. You want to go across the way the fibers go. And just take you a little, this one got a little bit more done than I wanted, but you know what? It's going in a quesadilla, so we just have to make sure that we get the cheese more done before we put this bit of meat on there. It's still steaming. There is a little bit of bone in this, so I'll have to cut around that bone in order to get it perfectly set the way I want it. So I'm going to keep working on getting this cut up and ready to go in the steaks. Or sorry, not the steaks. This is the steak, the quesadillas. And we will be back to see you guys when we're making the quesadillas so you can see how I do mine. Okay, last piece of making my steak quesadillas for supper. I've got 2 tortillas, about 2 teaspoons of butter on my griddle. My griddle is at about 350 degrees. I'm going to take about 1/4 cup of cheese. I am not measuring that exactly. I just know how it feels in my hand. Maybe one day I'll do the cool Justin Wilson thing where he used to measure a teaspoon of salt in his hand and show y'all 1/4 cup of cheese if I make chicken quesadillas sometime. Who knows? Anyway, spreading that out thinly all the way across here. Some people, you may not want butter. We just like it. I think it gives a little extra flavor. And cheese, y'all, we have to buy cheese in bulk in this house because these people can eat some cheese. All right. I'm taking my steak. I'm just gonna layer a nice even layer all the way across. Make sure that we get every bit of that half covered in steak. If I can keep Chris's fingers away from it, he tends to snitch. Stop it! He tends to snitch stuff when I'm trying to make food. Although I admit I tasted this too. I needed to make sure we had some good quality control going on here. Now, a little bit more cheese on the top. Not measuring that because I mean just a little bit more. Just to make the tortilla stick together on both sides. And you can see already my tortilla is bubbling pretty good. And that just tells me that it's cooking the way I want it to. My griddle was nice and warm when I started this. So I'm just watching it and I can see it's already brown around the edges. When I turn this over, it's gonna stick. It's already warm on the inside too, and it's gonna stick to that cheese. It won't take it but another minute to get nice and toasty on the inside. Make sure that meat gets warm. It cooled down when we took it off the grill and cut it up, which is fine because we're heating it right back up. Got a few done already. And the beauty of this is those two are finishing up their toast. Throw down another teaspoon of butter. Grab another tortilla and keep it going. I have to do this assembly line style because that's what it takes in order to get enough of these done for everybody. They typically eat at least two. They'll eat until Mama says she's done, y'all. More cheese. And you can serve this however you want, with whatever you want. My people like to eat some salsa, pico de gallo, taco sauce, whatever, and sour cream with theirs. I just like to eat them. I don't need all that. I think they taste good anyway, whether I make them with chicken or steak. And then with our supper tonight, we're having roasted zucchini and squash that came from my garden. You see that? It's a little toasty in there now, but I love it roasted like that because it pulls out all that sugar and it just kind of sits on the top of the vegetables and it tastes really good. And then we also have grilled corn that came from my garden today as well. So I hope y'all try this. I hope you like, and you don't have to make quesadillas. You can just season up the steak with that seasoning, grill it, and eat it because I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Even with the lime juice on it, just taste it, eat it, it's good. Anyway, try it. Let me know you tried it. Hopefully you like it. Y'all take care.